The beat.
Great news for every DC fan out there because we have the perfect video for you. Look no further if you're on the search for DC's upcoming movie slate, or even their TV shows for that matter, because we have for you a list of every upcoming major DCU movie and TV show that's releasing in 2026 and beyond. Are you ready to explore the multiple corners of this expansive world? It's going to be a good one, but before we get into our list, we do have one very small request. If you enjoy our content, then please support us by subscribing to the channel. It's a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Now, let's begin.
My dog.
Supergirl, June 26, 2026. Prepare for a cinematic experience like no other with Supergirl, which was announced by James Gunn back in January 2023. Directed by Craig Gillespie and backed by a screenplay by Ana Nogueira, Supergirl will not only serve as the second movie in the DCU, it will also be a part of the DCU's Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, an adaptation of Tom King and Bilquis Evely's comic book miniseries, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. The upcoming film will have Siren's Millie Alcock as Supergirl, traveling across the galaxy on a murderous quest for revenge. Well, we better gear ourselves up for an epic space adventure because James Gunn hasn't exactly been shy about his excitement for this project. He's of the firm opinion that this is a Supergirl that the audience isn't ready to witness. He's additionally added that, in contrast to Superman, who went to Earth as a baby and was raised by loving parents, Supergirl spent the first 14 years of her life on a rock chip off of Krypton, witnessing the deaths of everyone around her. It's true, we don't have a trailer on hand or any further information about the plotline for that matter, but fans can certainly expect Jason Momoa to play the role of the alien mercenary and bounty hunter Lobo in this movie. Speaking of the other cast members, there's Matthias Schoenaerts, Eve Ridley, David Krumholtz, and Emily Beecham, each of them in interesting roles. Oh, and before we forget, fans will also see the next appearance of Krypto the Superdog in this movie. Given that the flick is looking at a summer 2026 release, we can't really do anything about it but wait it out. Hopefully, we'll be able to lay our eyes on a trailer sometime soon. Clayface, September 11th, 2026. Intended to be one of the more out-there projects for DC Studios, James Watkins' upcoming movie Clayface, which is co-written by Mike Flanagan and Hossein Amini, is a body horror film. Based on the eponymous character from DC Comics, Clayface will serve as the third film in the DCU starring Welsh actor Tom Rhys-Harries in the lead role. While we don't have much information about the film's storyline, rumor has it that the upcoming flick is inspired by David Cronenberg's The Fly. Currently in production, the narrative we've managed to lay our hands on so far follows an actor with a disfigured face who turns to a scientist who ends up transforming his body into clay. You might be surprised to learn that, initially, Flanagan was supposed to direct the movie, but due to his scheduling issues, Watkins was ultimately hired to take his place. As for the casting, the process was incredibly long and exhaustive. In addition to Tom Rhys-Harries, the film will also feature Naomi Ackie as the scientist, Max Minghella as a Gotham City police detective, and Eddie Marsan in an undisclosed role. All set for a grand release in September next year, Clayface will also be a part of the DCU's Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. Looking at DC's upcoming on-screen installments in various stages of development, things are definitely looking bright. Lanterns. Early 2026. We come bearing good news for every fan of the Space Cops and the Guardians of Oa. You have every reason to be excited because now there's officially a Green Lantern series on the way. Created by Chris Mundy, Damon Lindelof, and Tom King, the upcoming superhero TV series Lanterns will consist of 8 exciting episodes starring Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan and Aaron Pierre as John Stewart. Story-wise, the series centers on new recruit John Stewart and seasoned Lantern Hal Jordan as they investigate a murder in Nebraska, which leads them to deeper, sinister riddles and revelations. While no concrete release date has been announced for the TV series, Lanterns is targeting an early release next year. Also a part of the DCU's Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters, the star-studded series will also feature Carey McDonald, Nathan Fillion, Porna Jagannathan, Garrett Dillahunt, Ulrich Thompson, Laura Linney, Chris Coy, Carrie Christopher, and Paula Patton, amongst others. Truth be told, Lanterns has us psyched up already, and we can hardly wait for this TV series to be released. Blue Beetle Animated Series 2026. Yeah, you heard that right. A Blue Beetle animated series is currently in development at DC Studios and Warner Bros. Animation, and it's going to serve more like a follow-up series, continuing the story from Angel Manuel Soto's 2023 superhero film, Blue Beetle, and expanding the hero's story in the new DC universe. We don't have much information about the series, so we will straight away talk about the things that are confirmed. The animated series will feature Xolo Mariduena as the voice of Jaime Reyes, and Miguel Puga will be serving as the showrunner. While Christian Martinez has been hired as a writer, Angel Manuel Soto is also reported to be involved in the animated series. Soto will, in all probability, serve as the executive producer alongside Gareth Donnet Alcocer and John Rickard. No trailers have been released yet, and DC hasn't even shared the plot specifics. We hate to admit it, but we don't have much further information about this new series, except for the fact that Xolo Mariduena has publicly teased that the creators are hitting hard on the project, aiming for a premiere sometime in 2026. Well, given that the Blue Beetle animated series will be a continuation of the 2023 film, it gives fans all the more reason to rewatch the DC films again in order to stay completely updated. As for us, we promise to share more updates on it for you in our next video. Man of Tomorrow, July 9th, 2027. Well, it's great that James Gunn wasted no time in announcing a follow-up to his 2025 superhero hit, otherwise known as Superman. So far, not much is known about the plotline of the upcoming film, which is still kept under wraps, but we do have updates on a few confirmed details. To begin with, Man of Tomorrow is scheduled for release on the 9th of July, 2027. Next, David Corenswet is all set to reprise his role as Superman, and so is Nicholas Hoult as the baddie Lex Luthor. Thirdly, the movie will serve as the fourth film in the DCU, and this Superman sequel will be the 7th installment of the DCU's Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. While we don't have a trailer, Gunn himself is helming the project. He's directing and writing the film. According to Gunn, he's already finished a draft of the script, and filming is expected to start around April of next year. Gunn has also stated that his film will be as much a Lex Luthor flick as it is a Superman flick, further adding that the movie will have the pair working together against a much bigger threat. Well, as fans, we sincerely hope that Man of Tomorrow stays true to its theatrical release while we wait with bated breath. The Batman, Part 2, October 1st, 2027. Just in case you didn't know, Matt Reeves' The Batman was supposed to serve as the first installment of a planned new trilogy of standalone DC films revolving around the Caped Crusader. So this clearly means that the 2022 superhero film will eventually get a sequel, which shouldn't come as a surprise at all. The Batman, Part 2 will have Reeves returning to direct and co-write alongside Mattson Tomlin. Speaking of the cast, fans will get to see Robert Pattinson donning the cowl again. Along with Pattinson, the cast also includes Colin Farrell, Jeffrey Wright, and Andy Serkis, who are all reprising their roles as the Penguin, Jim Gordon, and Alfred Pennyworth respectively. The upcoming film will be a DC Elseworlds project carrying forward the story of the 2022 movie and the 2024 crime drama TV miniseries The Penguin, with Reeves teasing that the sequel will further explore the corruption and division within Gotham City. Fans are speculating that The Batman Part 2 could be adapting DC Comics' No Man's Land storyline. Mind you, this is sheer speculation, and we don't have anything confirmed on our end yet. The good news is that the script was completed in June of this year, which means that the production will begin pretty much in the spring of 2026, thereby giving Part 2 a substantial amount of time to stick to its release date. Creature Commandos Season 2, 2027. Okay, if you're anything like us, you're probably a huge fan of this Black Ops team of monsters. We absolutely loved the first season, so you can imagine our excitement when the critically acclaimed adult animated series Creature Commandos was renewed for a second season. While James Gunn wrote the entirety of the first season, he's confirmed that he won't be penning the second season, which will instead be developed by a full writer's room led by showrunner Dean Lorey. This change, along with the fast-tracked production process for the animated series, offers the hope of a quicker turnaround than typical animation schedules, and a release is still speculated for late 2026 or 2027. However, no official timeline has been announced. Therefore, it's appropriate to state that fans can anticipate more R-rated horror, heart, and humor as this group of monstrous misfits tackles a new dangerous mission. We're afraid that we don't even have the slightest idea about the storyline. Still, given the tumultuous events of the first season, there's a strong chance that the second season will feature an entirely new team of creature commandos. It seems as though most of the surviving cast will be returning for the second season, but we'll leave the guessing up to you. If you think you know which characters Season 2 is going to focus on, we'd love to hear it in the comments section down below. The Brave and the Bold, TBA. Not much has been said about the DC Universe's Batman project since the time it was first announced as part of the DCU's 10-year slate for Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters. Please know that this is going to differ significantly from Robert Pattinson's version. In fact, The Brave and the Bold will introduce Damian Wayne, the estranged son of Bruce Wayne, to the DCU as a version of Robin. Helmed by Andy Muschietti, the movie will be based on Grant Morrison's portrayal of Batman in DC Comics from 2006 to 2013. James Gunn has previously stated that The Brave and the Bold will be a film about a father and son. This father-son movie will undoubtedly touch viewers' emotions as Batman confronts the reality that his son has been brought up to be a little assassin. That being said, we also hope that the flick introduces the rest of the Bat family, which is a fanciful aspect of the Batman mythos. Aside from Gunn's personal involvement with the script, little is known about this project, and casting hasn't yet been confirmed. Wonder Woman, TBA. DC Studios has confirmed a reboot for Wonder Woman, which, mind you, will be a standalone film in their new DC universe. And sadly, Gal Gadot will not be returning to it. This clearly means that, for obvious reasons, the new movie will feature a new actress in the leading role, but casting hasn't yet begun. As per our research, the project is in the early stages of development and a script is currently being written. No wonder the reboot is considered a top priority right now, and it's being developed to establish a consistent and new franchise for the character. Given that this reboot comes after the cancellation of the previously planned Wonder Woman 3, a release is still likely at least a few years away, say either late 2027 or 2028. Also, don't get this film confused with the Paradise Lost television series, which, in case you didn't know, is also on the way. Dynamic Duo, June 30th, 2028. Can we just say firstly that we're really excited about this one? Well, there are reasons to back our excitement. Firstly, the whole idea of a dynamic duo film on the big screen is simply exhilarating. Secondly, this animated superhero film, written by Matthew Aldrich and directed by Arthur Mintz, was announced way back, sometime in the fall of 2024. Thirdly, there's no denying that sidekicks have always been difficult to pull off in superhero films, but now we're finally getting a movie that actually revolves around the bond between two different Robins. Our happiness knows no bounds. Of course, we fans have to be really patient about this one, given that its confirmed release date is still a few years away. There's already a lot of speculation regarding the film, and we can't wait to witness the dynamic between the duo of Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. As far as we're aware, the film will focus on the relationship between a young Dick Grayson and Jason Todd as they think about what they want to do with their lives. Given that Dick Grayson is going to become Nightwing and Jason Todd is going to become the Red Hood, the movie is very likely to display a dark and complicated struggle between them. Moving on, Dynamic Duo will not be related to Reeves's The Batman universe, although the flick will be produced by his firm, 6th in Idaho. Swaybox is handling the animation for Dynamic Duo, and in case you didn't know, its co-founder, Arthur Mintz, is the one directing, while Teresa Anderson is producing. The Authority, TBC. So the good news about this one is that this superhero film is happening for real, and it's going to be a part of the DCU's Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters. In fact, The Authority was announced by James Gunn back in January 2023. But then again, with Gunn confirming in February this year that the project had been put on the back burner, its future does seem a little uncertain if we're being honest. You see, The Authority happens to be a group of superheroes with extreme methods. Naturally, they're a very different kind of superhero team for DC, given that they'll go to extreme lengths and also opt for severe measures to do what they believe is right. Let's hope this film gets to see the light of day and that we have more information for you about it soon. Teen Titans, TBA. Teen Titans happens to be another project that's in the very early stages of development. In fact, the only thing confirmed is the screenwriter of the upcoming Supergirl, Ana Nogueira, is also writing the screenplay for this live-action film. There's no director attached yet, and we have minimal information on the project. We urge you to keep in mind that nothing is certain, and most of what is said is speculation. Nightwing is expected to serve as the leader, and Beast Boy, Raven, Starfire, and Cyborg are all meant to be part of the team. Now, in terms of the development status, with Gunn recently confirming that there's no script for the Teen Titans movie and that Nogueira has been working on a new Wonder Woman film, things aren't looking that bright. Of course, it'll be a huge disappointment if this film doesn't end up getting made. Swamp Thing, TBA. First things first, James Mangold's Swamp Thing is an upcoming film set within the Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters phase of the DCU. While nothing has been disclosed about the plot, the film will focus on the titular character and explore the dark origins of the monster. According to Gunn, the tone of the film will be very different, but Swamp Thing will still be tied to the rest of the DCU, even though it will be much darker. Furthermore, with Mangold hinting that the flick won't have strong ties to the wider DCU, and that one should view it as a simple, clean, gothic horror movie about this man-slash-monster, this has us super excited already. What about you? Marvelous verdict. Well, that's all for today, and with this, we've finally come to the end of our video. So, on a level of 1 to 10, how excited are you to watch these movies in theaters? We'd love to know your thoughts and predictions in the comments section down below, and we sincerely hope you had your fill of DC movies for today. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more marvelous content, because we'll be back with more updates about these DCU films as soon as they become available. Until next time, thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and have a marvelous day.